Hello friends, this is the third video of JavaScript tutorial, and in this video we will talk about variables, and we will also talk about data type, and in data type we will talk about numbers. So first of all, let's talk about variables. What is a variables? You have talked about variables in your mathematics also. There you were having a variable x and it was taking any value. Here also we will take any variable and we will assign a value to it. You can treat a variable like a box in which you can insert anything. You can insert a number in it, or you can insert any string in it. Okay, so now we will talk about what is a string also, but first of all, how to define a variable. If I want to define a variable, I can give any name to that variable, and same as I had told you in the previous video, I will have to follow this hierarchy, and I will have to write my JavaScript coding between these two. Between these two, I will have to write my JavaScript programming here. So I'm going to define the variable, and if I want to define the variable, I will give it a name. For example, suppose that I am giving a variable as a. Okay, so I will first of all write var, and after writing var, I will give a space, and after that I will write the name of that variable of my choice. So if I'm giving it a name as a, then var is a. This is my variable, and now if I give it a value, then I can give it a value. Let us suppose a is equal to 6. Okay, now here what this 6 is, this 6 is called as a data, and this is a data which is a number. So now let's talk about data type also. What is a data type? A data type is means that what is a data? A data is an information. Okay, something with some kind of information is the data. Now that data can be a number, it can be alphabetical, or it may be anything. For example, your age, your name, your country's name, or whatever. Okay, so that is a data. So the datas have some types in JavaScript. So in JavaScript there are three types of datas with which JavaScript deal. The first one is numbers, for example 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on like this. And second one is string. We will talk about strings later after we complete this data type, which is a variable, so which is a number. So here the first I just told that the first data type with which JavaScript deal with is numbers, then the second are the strings, and third are the booleans. So the numbers are 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. Strings like my name is John, I am from India. This complete is called as a string. Okay, so that is a string. And what is a boolean? Boolean is having only two values, yes or no. For example, the color the color of my hair is brown, yes or no. If it is yes, then yes. If not, then no. Okay, so boolean have only two values, whereas a string has a, a series of alphabets, and a number means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on like this. So here first of all, let's talk about the first data type, which is a number. So what in numbers you can do operations on numbers as you can do in mathematics. Here also, what are the operations? Operations means um, plus, minus, divide, and all those. These are called as the operation. So what I will do here is I will do some operation on the numbers. Okay, so here there is a data, and that data type is a number, which is 6, and I have created a variable using this where, and where is a keyword, and whenever I will write where, it means that I am creating a variable, and after where, whatever I will write here, that will be the name of that variable. Okay, so var where, then a, I have given the name as a is equal to 6, and after that, as I had told in the previous video also, I will put a semicolon, and after that I will create, let's say, another variable again where, and I'll give it a name as b, and after that I will, let's say, I'll give it name as 3. Okay, so now I am having two variables, and if I want to add these two variables, or subtract these two variables, or divide these two variables, or multiply these two variables, then how I will do this thing, as in the previous video also I had told you that we can do what we can perform, like we can write here document dot write, and after that, inside the brackets, what I will do is I will write here the operation a plus b, let's say. If I want to do this, then after that, and I will put a semicolon, and let's see what happens now. So what I will do, I will again save it, and I'll save it as let's say I'm giving it a name as tutorial 3, and here I'll save it, and after this I will run it, and here you can see there is 9. Okay, because what I had done here, I had added them. Okay, in the similar way, what can you do if you want to divide these two? Then put a divide sign here. This is another operation, and again save it, and again you refresh the page, and here you can see that 6 divided by 3, that is 2. Okay, so this is what you have got, and this is how we can use those operations on those numbers. You can do one more thing here. For example, uh, you can give instead of this one, if I write here, let's say if I give any other variable named as var, and I'll give it another variable name, and that is, let's say, divide. Okay, I'm giving this name, then I will write here a divided by b, and after that you will not have to write your a divided by b here. You will just write the name of that new variable in which the division has occurred. So you write this divide here, and now this is another way. It will give the same result, but the way of writing is different, but it will give the same result. So again, I have saved here, and I will refresh it here, and you can see after refreshing you are again getting the same result, that is 2 here. So this is how you will be able to create another variable in which you will put the answer of uh, those two variables on which you are doing your operation. So this is one more way of doing it. One more thing I want to tell you, that here it is case sensitive. JavaScript variables, they are case sensitive. For example, if you have used, instead of small d, you have used d here, okay, and after that here you are not using uh, the you are not using the greater D, you are using small d here. And now what will happen? Let's see what will happen here. uh, I'll save it here, and here when I will refresh this page, you will see that nothing is visible. Why nothing is visible? What is the reason behind it? Because now it is the computer is not able to detect what this divide is. Although you have defined the variable here, but it doesn't know because it is case sensitive. Here you should have used greater D. So but here you have not used the greater D, you have used small d here. Okay, so this is these are case sensitive, and you have to consider these things. Whatever is in uppercase, you will have to put that in uppercase. Whatever is in lowercase, you will have to put it in lowercase. But then also sometimes you may face a problem. You sometimes don't find out what problem was there, why it is not running. In that case, you have one option here, and you can see you will right click here on the blank page, and here you can go to inspect. And when you will go to inspect, here you will see console, and inside console you will see that here there is uncount reference. It is showing an error, uncount reference error, and divide is not defined. Okay, so here it will tell you that what problem is there, why you have not got the result. You have not got the result because there is a reference error and divide is not defined. So divide is not defined here, and here if you click on it, you can see here it is showing here that it is divide is not defined. It means that you have done some mistake here in this statement. So we will again go back here, and when we will run it, when we will resolve this problem, you will get your result again. Again save it, and again refresh your page, and then you will see this 2 here. And now you can see here inside this console, inside this source, uh, no problem is there, and it is working fine now. Okay, so you have to consider this thing. Next, inside variables, we have one more thing, that is incrementing and decrementing. Sometimes in many programs we need to increase our variable, whatever variable we have. We want to increase its value. For example, right now if my value of a is equal to 6, then after something occurs, then after that particular thing which occurs, after that action, I want it to automatically increase by 1, by 2, or by any value. Okay, in the same way, sometimes I want the value to decrease if some particular action occurs. Okay, so that is called as incrementing and decrementing the value of a variable. For example, suppose that you must have seen the software in which you typing software. In a typing software, what we have is the number of keywords which we type. It keeps on uh, it keeps on calculating the number of words you have typed, and at the end in the result it tells that you have typed this much of words. So what has happened here, that the computer has calculated the number of keywords you have entered, and it keeps on increasing the variable by 1 whenever you press a keyword. So, and at the end, when the time gets complete, it gives you the result that you have entered this much of uh, characters in your typing. So in here, this is one of the examples where we need increment or decrement. Now how we use increment or decrement? For that I will make you understand with the help of one more program. We will write that program inside this program only. Here I will create a variable, and I will give it a name as var cat face. Okay, and here you can see f, I have used capital here. So whenever I will use this variable, I have to remember that f I am using as greater means so here where cat face I am using as my variable and I am creating a function for it. I know that you don't know about functions. We will do functions in the upcoming videos, but just concentrate on the increment here, okay, which I am going to use because I have to uh, run increment or decrement by inside a program only. So here what I am doing is I am creating cat faces and I want to calculate all those cat faces. Okay, now here I have created this variable that is cat face and I am creating a function that is after function I will put this bracket. I will tell you when we will do functions that why I have put all these brackets, but for the time being just say it functions and inside this I will give any name. For example, I will name it as how many. Okay, and after that I will start my curly bracket and inside this curly bracket I will use increment. So for this I will write here for where I is equal to 0, I will start it from 0 and then I will put semicolon and then I will write here the final value means from your I should start means your variable should start from 0 and up to where it should go. Okay, so I is less than, let's say, how many, how many, the variable which I used here, how many. Okay, and this variable I will insert this variable later that how many variables I want and that I will use here. So I is less than how many and that I will write later. For example, if I will put 10 then I will start from 0 and it will go up to 10 here. Okay, and then I will write here I plus plus. Now I will put another curly bracket here and now I will write the command to print. So what I will do again, I will write the same command to print, that is document dot write, and here I will write I, then I will put here plus. I'll tell you why I have inserted plus here, and after this I will inside those double quote I will make the face of a cat. Let's make the face of a cat. It is something like, suppose, like this, like this. Okay, so you can see this is the face of a cat. Let me put some space here. Okay, and now here this whatever I have written inside, it will be printed. So what I have written inside, I have written I, and what is my my I will start from 0 and from 0 it will go up to how many means the number which I'll give to the computer up to that numbers. For example, if I'll give 10 then it will go up to 10, so it will keep on taking its value. I is a variable and it will keep on taking its value 1 2 3 4 5 6 up to 10. Okay, and every time when it will increase its value, with this I have inserted here plus sign, and this plus sign with this value of I means 1 2 3 4 5 6 and so on, with this one more thing will be printed, and that is whatever I will write here inside those codes. So if I will write anything else, for example, if I write hello, then that will be written here. And now I have made a cat face here, so this cat face will be written 10 times if I will take if I'll give 10 as the value in place of how many. So in so let's do this now. So here I will uh, put the semicolon here, and after this let's save it. And just one more thing is that I will have to now give the value, because now I have not yet given the value to it. So up to what extent it should get increment. So here, after those after the closing of those curly brackets, I will give the value to this cat face variable. You can see here I have created this cat face named variable, and inside it I have given this one more variable, which is how many. And this is a function which will be performed. This whole function will be performed, and what this whole function is to increase the value of the variable each time, and with increased value this cat face will be created. Okay, so this is the function which will be created. As I just told you, we will do functions later in next upcoming classes, and after that you will understand everything about functions. So right now let's do it, uh, and I will give this cat face value, that is how many. Instead of how many I am writing, let's say 10 here. So if I am writing 10 here, now I will put a semicolon here, and now I will save it, and now I have given value 10. And now let's see what happens here. This was the page which we were having, and here you can see what is happening. Here you can see this 2 value was from here. Let's just for some time let's let's not have this printed value of 2. So what I will do is I will go here, and for the time being I will uh, stop this one. So I will put double forward slash here, and the computer will ignore this line now, as I had told you in the previous video. So now let's do it. Now the computer will, from here directly, it will go to here, and it will not print this one. It will print only this thing. So let's do it. And now again I will save it, and don't forget to save. So I will save it, and after that I will again go here and I will refresh it, and now you can see I was having the variable I, and that variable I was incrementing, and that variable I was incrementing up to 10, and I had written there less than how many, and how many was the 10, how many got the value as 10, and it was less than 10, so that is why it will start from 0, and with 0 it will create the first phase of the first cat phase. Then after that it will be incremented to 1, and with 1 also it is creating one more cat phase. With 2 it is again creating one more phase. Then with 3 it is creating again one more phase. Then 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So I was having only one variable, and that variable took all these values, and the values started from 0, and they have gone up to 10, means less than 10, because I have written less than 10 there. Now if I put here as instead of this one, if I write here this one only, then what will happen? Let's see. then you can see that it has incremented but not with the number, because what I had printed, whatever I will write there inside document.write, only that thing will be printed here. Okay, here now I did not write that I. What was I? I was the value which was increasing from 0 up to 9, which was less than 10. So I had printed here I also. That is why 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, all these things were written here. But if I removed it, then only those cat faces will be repeated. Okay, so here uh, this is how we use the increment, or we may have other examples also. We will do other various examples in which you will see that we will use decrement operator also. So I hope you understood that how we use these increment and decrement inside the variables, and how the variable take those values, so we can use them in our various programs. And I hope you like this video. In the next video, what we will do is we will talk about the next type of data type, and the next type data type is the string, which is very important. And we will see that how we do various operations with string in the upcoming next video. So I hope you liked my video. Please subscribe my channel. Have a nice day. Goodbye.